Alright, did a demo of this. Took me 15 minutes. Let's trim the fat, everyone. I did strengths, decision making structures, and identity. Strengths. What are they? My strengths, my strengths consist of being able to empathize with people, being able to understand people, get their perspective on things. I like to plan ahead. I have backup plans most of the time in case things go awry, and they often do. Even though I do like to plan ahead, I can be flexible and adaptable when the situation, I guess the unexpected situation arises, which is most of the time because, you know, college. Do I see evidence of these in my life? Yeah, for the most part, I use them almost every day. The empathization just helps me make acquaintances better, helps me understand people better, and the planning ahead just helps me get through my day pretty smoothly. Even the adaptable part, it still helps me get through my day pretty smoothly. Did I gain any new insights about myself through this exploration of my strengths? I learned to put a name on things that were so common to me I didn't really think about. So I guess it was just cool to know I have something that I guess I didn't really think I had before. Did this consideration of my strengths impact my choice of major? I haven't decided on a major, but I would like to go into a major where my strengths can be applied, but more than that, I'd want it to align with my interests. But if I could get my strengths to apply along with it, having my interests and just have those overlap, that would be great. That'd be hitting the jackpot. Decision-making structures. Which of the decision-making structures am I most comfortable with and why? The decision-making structures I am most comfortable with is consultative 1 and decision by authority without consultation. I like excuse me. I like consultative 1 because it lets me get input but still make the final decision. And the other one, decision by authority without consultation, because sometimes you just know, and you don't need to consult anyone. You're like, that's what I want, I'm going for it. You know? Skateboarder outside my window. Who is influential in my decision making? Most influential people in my decision making are myself and the people I respect, such as a few professors and my parents. There's a car alarm going off in the background. Does your decision making process vary from situation to situation? Not really. My decision making process is mostly me making the decisions, big or small, but I do like to get a fresh perspective from someone else every now and again to share their thoughts, because really sometimes a different perspective can just be invaluable. It can open your eyes to something. It can help you look at it a different way that you never really thought of before, and that can help out a lot sometimes. Does my society, family, or friends empathize one way of deciding over another? I think society says is do what makes you happy, but also make your parents proud. Friends and family are more along the lines of just do what makes you happy. So, do they tell me to? I guess they do tell me to follow my dreams slash do what I want, but I mean, I don't know. I'm on board with that. And identity. What are people and experiences that have shaped the way I view myself and interact with the world? I would say my parents are a big part of that. I mean, they raised me, taught me right and wrong, and are people I still talk to for advice to this day. So clearly they're doing something right, and also a pretty big force in my life. So them. Probably stories I read as a kid. I realize that's not a person, but that sort of gave me new viewpoints and ideas and things like that. So I would say that also had a pretty big effect on me. I spent a lot of time reading as a kid. Whereas now you would have a kid just reading on their iPhone or iPad. The experiences that have shaped me would probably be the school life. I didn't have a lot of friends, so I spent a lot of time by myself and spent a lot of time reading. And the friends I did have, we were either just too different or had nothing in common other than, like, we're humans and the same age. So, yeah, I spent a lot of time by myself, and that's where I read all those stories. Are some of the voices and experiences that affect me on an almost subconscious level and form my internal committee. What? Are there some voices and experiences that affect me on an almost subconscious level and form my internal committee? Which of these voices are helpful? Does influence shift over time? I'd say the biggest influences are high school me, little kid me, and like a fictional hero from a story I read. Their influences do shift depending on the situation. You know, if I have a lot of homework, high school me says, yo, stay on task, man. Little kid me tells me to be creative and enjoy my free time. And, you know, fictional character person, I don't know, helps keep me motivated. Helps keep me looking at my goals and helping me achieve them, I suppose. Sure, I got some nice, not so nice members on my committee, but they don't usually say much. They're silent for the most part, which I think is pretty good. In what ways am I passive in my approach to being myself? In which I'm passive, I suppose, like myself being lazy and not actually getting things done and just saying they'll get done eventually, somehow, some way, probably, if I don't work on it today. And they sometimes do, but they also sometimes don't. In what ways am I active? I tend to do things. Yeah, I tend to do things, don't we all? I tend to get things done and stay on task for the most part, and ask questions when they arise so I can better understand the subject or whatever I have a question on better. How can a store of identity capital help me in making decisions? I think knowing who I am as a person can help me better find a major that suits me, because if I'm familiar with who I am and know what my interests and strengths and all that jazz is, then I can make better decisions suited specifically to me. And I think that is really important. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for your time, and I hope I made this mildly entertaining. All of you have a good day and a pleasant tomorrow.